Well, hi there, everybody. My name is Tony Grillo. Welcome to my channel, Wisconsin Hugs. And I just thought I'd take a minute here to say hi to everybody before I take off, hit the road. I'm 50 miles east of Kansas. I got to head up through Kansas City, head up through Omaha, and then on my way to South Dakota, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, delivering a load of beer I picked up out of close to St. Louis, and I got a load of Budweiser. Yeah, I had my channel now for roughly just over a year. At that time, I had been dating a girl for about two and a half years, off and on, and we were breaking up for the second time. And I had told her, I said, I think I want to do a YouTube channel, and I'm not sure what it's going to be about, but my initial idea was that I have a million stories, and I thought, I'm getting up there in age, and I thought maybe I'd share my personal stories, things that I've seen or done or whatever, things I've heard of, and I would that's what my channel would be about. And it, didn't do all that great. And then all of a sudden the Kiely Rodni case showed up, and I got really interested in Kiely Rodni. I was following one channel in particular, You Back Jeff, and then one day Jeff had this rant, where he was ripping on Squirrel Girl, and then apparently Squirrel Girl, I didn't know who Squirrel Girl was because I was just following Jeff. Squirrel Girl all of a sudden responded, and I started following her because I'm like, who the heck's Squirrel Girl? And then I saw she shut her channel down, and then she had a bunch of other Squirrel Girls channels. They all kind of were a group of friends, and they were into true crime and everything, and I didn't know who any of these people were, but I wasn't particularly happy about what I saw going on there. I felt, Jeff was behaving very badly at that time, and I started to doubt a little bit of his character, and I also never really liked the idea of, taking money, asking money from people, who are so distraught about this case and so emotionally invested and want to see justice. I always felt uncomfortable about that. I thought, it just, didn't pass the smell test for me, and so I did some videos, kind of spoof, I guess you call them spoof videos, and nobody in the Kiely Rodni community had ever seen this before, like some guy spoofing somebody else's channel. It was something new that nobody had ever seen, and I just had a bug up my butt, and I just started doing these spoof videos, because there were certain things about that channel that bothered me, and being a big fan about it, it just, all that frustration and anger and came out, and it came out in my videos, and it struck a chord with people. All of a sudden started subscribing to my channel, and and I'm not a big channel at all. When I first got the channel going, I would think I was up at around 30 subscribers. I maybe had 2, 3, 4 views, and then all of a sudden it shot up. All of a sudden I'm hitting around 300 subscribers, like in a matter of 4 or 5 days, and some of my videos got like a couple thousand views, and so I had way more views than subscribers, and people, it got to my head a little bit, because I'm like, oh, hey, people like me, and they like my content and stuff, and but then I saw another channel, a guy with a cowboy hat, that I really was enjoying his stuff, but then fact, he threw out a video where he had, made some claims that he had inside sources in law enforcement, and the only one that is investigating this case, as far as we all know, is the FBI. But here's the thing about the FBI is, and I saw this on 60 Minutes, with the D.B. Cooper case. There was a guy that claimed he put everything together and he has solved the D.B. Cooper case, and he brought his evidence. He actually was with 60 Minutes. They went in there with the cameras with the FBI office. He presented the entire case, and made really, it looks like he did it. He did solve this case. He knows, and the guy is still alive. The guy, D.B. Cooper, he's alive. Apparently he was ex-military. He jumped out of airplanes for a living. And if you guys don't know who D.B. Cooper is a case that the FBI has never solved. He held up a plane, okay, made them land, and then they gave him a bunch of money, and then the plane went back up in the air in the darkness, and he specifically told the pilot, I want you to fly at this speed, at this height, in this direction, and I want you to open the back. Apparently the plane had a cargo door in the back that could open. He said, I want you to open the cargo door. And then he jumped out of the plane and was never seen again. And the police, the FBI said, oh, he died. They found shredded money laying around in an area, and that the serial numbers matched up with stolen money. But this guy, that he was, apparently that's what he did for a living. He was ex-military, and he was one of those guys that jumped into fire zones. He was a sniper too, and so he would jump into a fire zone with his sniper rifle, and then he would just sit there for days and days and days waiting for his target to show up. And that's what he did in the military. He was so he could have easily survived that jump out of the airplane in the dark, because that's what he did, and he knew he had that precise area mapped out. He knew exactly where he was jumping, and he had his vehicle waiting for him. He jumped in there, took the money, took off, and the case has never been solved. His body was never found. And so here's what the FBI did. The FBI took in all the information, and then they said, okay, thank you. Well, you can leave. And they wouldn't share anything. They wouldn't say, yes, we know this. Yes, we know that. Yes, we know this. We agree with you on this. They wouldn't comment at all about the case. All they did was they said thank you for the information. They took it down. They took it, and then they basically told the guy to leave. So the FBI doesn't share anything. They don't share anything. In fact, the competition within the law agencies like the Department of Justice, the FBI, and CIA, they all compete for information, and they all hang on to their information with a tight. I know Homeland Security is supposed to overlook all the branches, but there's still this competition going on, and that was maybe a big reason why they didn't prevent 9/11 from happening. Even though different branches of those law enforcement agencies had key pieces of information, and they knew something was going on, but they didn't share with each other, and that's how that happened. But they don't share information with the public. They just won't do it. And so for Cowboy Hat there to come out and say he knows, he has information about the black box, and he has in Kiely Rodni's car, and he and he knows the body was frozen, and this, he couldn't have gotten that from the FBI, and then he admits that he saw it, it was a possible troll that he was getting his information from. So all his information was wrong, and I kind of got angry about that. I went off on him, and I know, it's funny because Kiely Rodni, there are camps within that whole group. You have Jeff's supporters, and you have Cowboy Hat supporters, you got Squirrel Girl supporters, and they're like butting heads, with each other, and then here I am. If you talk bad about Jeff, you piss off all his people. If you talk bad about Cowboy Hat, or and even I got mad at Squirrel Girls because they were sharing the information that Cowboy Hat was giving them, and so I had every right to be mad because they're putting bad information out there, and I'm frustrated with this case because what I thought was an accident, and then I thought, oh my God, there's something really to it, that there might be a cover up, and then to find out all the information from was bogus, and no apologies were even offered. That kind of then that chapped me the wrong way. It just, and I said some things about it, and of course I lost subscribers, and I know I made people angry. Well, my girlfriends, the people I've dated in the past will tell you that God, I just make them angry all the time. I'm just lucky that the one I'm with now, Elizabeth, this Guatemalan lady, she doesn't get angry about anything. She's really one of the most good-natured people I've ever met, and so that works well for me. The only thing she gets mad about is if I don't give her a big hug when I come home right away, or if I don't call her and say goodnight, and those are things a good boyfriend should be doing, right? And so that's the only thing she gets mad about is if she feels like I'm not loving her good enough. I guess if you want to say it that way, but it's nice that I'm on the road driving my truck, and it's nice to have somebody to come home to that loves you like that, and that's what life's all about, is love. And I realized that I was starting to turn into a cranky old man, and I thought I need to. The whole thing is, I find the whole thing frustrating. I need to back off. Take a break. So I haven't been following any of these channels in a while. I don't even know what's going on. I just, I felt like I need to calm down, and rethink how I want to do my channel. And so, if I angered any of people, I apologize for that. Hey, I'm human. I need to do better, just like all of you. We need to be what's that? We need to be the change we want to be, right? We need to be the change we want to see. I think that's how it goes. I'm still trying to figure out this YouTube stuff. What makes a good channel? How to grow it. It's frustrating because I put out videos out there, and I think they're funny as hell, and nobody says a word. It's like, like I put out a video yesterday about, what if Star Trek was covered like a football season, and I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was funny, and I have not gotten one comment on that video, maybe 30 views. So, but it was a skit. And it's like Saturday Night Live. They do skits every week, and then you get videos about, people do videos on whether the skits are good or bad, and a lot of times they're bad. I mean, it's hit or miss, and I guess it's the same with having a channel. A lot of your stuff's hit or miss, but you just hope you put stuff out there that people enjoy, and that's what it should be about, things that people enjoy. And I know those people in that community, like the Squirrels Girls and the Jeff and Cowboy Hat, they're talking about they all have a topic there, Kiely Rodni, and people really care about that, and so they bring those people together, and that's a good thing too, and hopefully the fighting between them, it would be nice if they all merge together to be one, that's up to them, I know that one thing is, it seems like people love bickering with each other. It seems like the channels that do the bickering, like when I was ripping on Jeff, my subscribers went way up, and then when I ripped a cowboy hat, my subscribers, I lost a few subscribers that loved me, but then I picked up a bunch of subscribers that totally agreed with me, it felt the same way, but you never know. But I did notice that it seemed like when you ripped on people, you would get a lot more subscribers. I think I even talked about that when I went to church. They talked about people love negativity, and there's so much of it out there, and negative ads get a lot more views. Negative content also gets a lot more views, and I realized I wanted to do better. So that's all I have to say. I know it was 16 minutes, it's too long, but I got to get going to work. And so I wish you all a great day. I got to hit it. So, all right, bye.